Welcome to the Explainer! Today, we're diving into the massively popular lit RPG script, Limit Breaker: The Eternal Ascension of Zero. Now, if you follow progression fantasy, you already know the absolute thrill of a perfectly executed underdog ascension arc, right? It's kind of a staple of the genre. But this story? It handles the trope with a brilliant blend of emotional weight and just jaw-dropping scale. So let's jump right into how this script builds its universe and its hero.
The narrative kicks off with this heavy, really uncompromising truth. In a world where power decided everything, Kai was the weakest hero alive. That instantly sets the stakes for us. We're not starting off with some prophesied chosen one. Instead, we are thrust directly into a harsh, completely rank-obsessed reality where a person's entire worth is dictated by where they fall on a power scale.
Which brings us right to Section 1, the weakest hero, a world defined by ranks.
The setting is this incredibly bleak cyberpunk city dominated by a massive system UI ranking board. And out of 10,000 registered heroes, our protagonist Kai is dead last. He's ranked F0. In a society where literally every citizen awakens some kind of core ability, fire, lightning, gravity, Kai can only summon a tiny blue spark. His peers mercilessly mock him, telling him that even the training drones hit harder. It's an absolutely humiliating, isolating way to live.
But here's where the script establishes a crucial contrast. While the rest of his world is completely obsessed with fame, status, and raw destructive power, Kai's motivation is incredibly simple and completely hidden from the public eye. His drive doesn't come from wanting to climb those neon leaderboards. It actually comes from a promise he made in a quiet hospital room to his little sister. He just wants to be strong enough to protect the people he loves. And that deep-seated motivation is about to be put to the ultimate test in Section 2, the impossible threat, when rankings fail. Out of nowhere, emergency sirens start wailing, and a colossal void titan drops out of the dark storm clouds, absolutely devastating the city. The scale of this monster is just staggering. And in an instant, society's entire belief system is shattered. The celebrated elite heroes, the A ranks, the S ranks, the ones who had all the power and respect, they try to fight, but they're wiped out immediately. The very people who are supposed to be at the top of the food chain are completely helpless, and the official order goes out: retreat. This moment right here brilliantly illustrates the core of the zero-to-hero trope. While the strong run away in terror, guess who's left standing? Kai, the F0 outcast. Now he knows exactly how weak he is. He knows his attacks won't even register against a monster of this size. But while everyone else flees, he is literally the only one stepping forward to protect the terrified civilians. He even asks the retreating elites, if everyone runs, who protects them?
That perfectly selfless act leads us into Section 3, the Limit Breaker awakens. Let's break down this lit RPG system. So, here's where the system mechanics operating in the background get really interesting. The Void Titan crushes Kai. He's bleeding out on the cracked street, literally at the absolute brink of death. But in that exact moment, as his fear vanishes and he fully commits to protecting the people behind him, the system reacts. We get the notifications. Step 1, the near-death condition is met. Step 2, a hidden skill is unlocked. Step 3, evolution started. It turns out taking a fatal blow was actually the exact hidden catalyst needed to bypass his limits entirely.
And boom, the transformation is wild. He erupts in an absolute explosion of black and blue energy and lightning. The system interface flashes to confirm his newly awakened state, Limit Breaker awakened. The script notes that the mysterious system voice actually speaks out loud, declaring his hidden skill unlocked. The F0 loser is officially gone.
And there's this incredible detail that pops up on his new system interface. This isn't just a standard level up. His new power multiplier isn't 100 or even 1,000. It is literally infinite. Driven by his absolute lack of fear, the system completely shattered his ceiling. There is no longer a limit on how strong he can become. Every single injury he takes from here on out will only make him exponentially stronger. With this massive shift in the story, we move to Section 4, Power to Protect, the meaning of true strength.
The script perfectly contrasts two very different ideologies here. On one side, you've got the elite heroes. They fight for rank, status, and fame. But the second they're outmatched, they abandon the people they swore to save. And on the other side, you have Kai. He fights for his loved ones and stands his ground against truly impossible odds, even back when he had absolutely no power. The narrative is making a really definitive statement here. True strength doesn't come from a desire to climb a leaderboard. It comes from the unyielding desire to protect.
Now we actually get to see this newly awakened philosophy in action as the battle completely turns on its head. Kai is moving at super speed, unleashing these massive lightning-infused punches that literally send the Void Titan flying across the city. Thanks to those infinite lit RPG mechanics we just talked about, every bit of damage he absorbs is instantly converted into skyrocketing power. He declares he's done being weak, and the shockwaves of his strikes are physically shattering the environment around them.
But even with this godlike power surging through him, the script keeps us grounded in the emotional heart of the scene. Kai doesn't just go on a mindless, destructive rampage against the monster. Instead, he prioritizes the people. He throws up this brilliant, massive blue energy shield to cover the terrified civilians, making sure to shield the children first. This is the moment he truly cements his role as a protector, earning the awe of the exact same people who used to mock him.
Which brings us to the grand climax of the story in Section 5, the Eternal Ascension, from Zero to God Tier.
The system hits him with his final evolution, and the visual description is just awe-inspiring. Kai transforms into this glowing cosmic entity, literally surrounded by swirling galaxies right above the city skyline. The script explicitly points out that his sheer determination awakens humanity's greatest power, hope. Under the system banner of Eternal Ascension, the weakest hero channels a gigantic cosmic beam that completely obliterates the Void Titan, just disintegrating it into pure light.
Let's just track this incredible progression arc for a second, because it is the ultimate lit RPG structural journey. He starts the day in the past as an F-Zero loser, at the absolute bottom of society. Then comes the attack, leading to his near-death experience, which acts as the hidden catalyst. Just minutes later, he achieves his final evolution. And that brings him to the present day, where he sits comfortably at a world rank of SSX.
And here is that deeply satisfying resolution we were all waiting for. The world has finally found peace. Kai is smiling alongside his sister in the rebuilt city, and those giant holograms that used to mock him now display his unprecedented SSX rank, officially naming him the Peacekeeper of Earth. He fulfilled his promise. Like he tells his sister, he never wanted to be the strongest. He just wanted to be strong enough to protect everyone.
But, no great progression fantasy ends without expanding the universe, right? Just as the dust settles, the script hits us with a cliffhanger. We cut to the dark expanse of deep space, where these giant glowing red eyes open ominously in the void. A mysterious voice echoes out, noting that the limit breaker has finally appeared. This heavily implies that there are threats far beyond Earth that are now paying very, very close attention to humanity.
Which leaves us with this massive, provocative question. Kai saved humanity, but with new cosmic threats looming, is this really just the beginning of his evolution? If unlocking an infinite multiplier was merely his awakening, what on earth does the next level look like? It's a brilliant way to keep us completely hooked on these mechanics. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope this helped you grasp what the mechanics and the heart of Limit Breaker. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.